It is just sheer luck that nobody got hit.
Tonight on DC News Now, prosecutors gunning for a stiff sentence for a DC rapper accused of opening fire inside a mall over Father's Day weekend. We'll show you why in a live report he could face decades behind bars despite not hitting anyone with gunfire.
Also, there's a drastic disparity among people who are getting vaccinated for monkeypox and those actually contracting the virus. We're live with new details tonight on how the district is working to reach those who are most at risk.
We're also live at FedEx Field, which just got the green light for sports betting. We'll show you what this means for football fans ahead of the upcoming season.
Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Janessa Webb. We have some spotty showers to contend with across the DMV, but we have gradual clearing overnight. We'll take a look at your extended forecast coming up.
And good evening, DC. Thanks for joining us tonight at 9 on DC News Now. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz. Our top story tonight, a DC rapper is facing decades in prison after allegedly firing 3 shots at Tyson's Corner Center during Father's Day weekend. Even though no one was hurt in that shooting, Fairfax top prosecutor says Noah Settles should be behind bars for a long time.
And Max Marcilla covers Northern Virginia for us, joins us live tonight from the Fairfax County Adult Detention Center.
Yeah, and Max, this comes as a prosecutor has gotten plenty of criticism from some of Virginia's top elected officials.
That's right. He has plenty of critics, including most notably Virginia Attorney General Jason Miyares. But despite that, Steve Descano, the Commonwealth's attorney here in Fairfax, says that despite his critics, he stakes his record, and he says despite being a progressive prosecutor, that doesn't mean he can't prosecute a case like this one to the fullest extent. A chaotic June day at the Tyson's Corner Center could have been so much worse.
When you fire 3 rounds into a crowded mall, it is just sheer luck that nobody got hit.
Police say those 3 shots were fired by Noah Settles, a rapper from D.C. who goes by No Savage. Police identified him as a member of a district gang. Now, Steve Descano says his office will prosecute this case, asking for a sentence that fits the crime if they secure a conviction.
You cannot walk into Fairfax County, shoot up a mall, and expect to walk out with anything other than a lengthy prison sentence.
Key video evidence was presented in court on Monday. Descano saying even though no one was hit by the bullets, the actions warrant putting Settles behind bars for years.
It puts a lot of people in danger, and it leaves a scarring effect on our community. And I think all those things put together really does call out for a stiff sentence.
That proved itself true just weeks later when a broken light fixture at Tyson's Corner caused panic among shoppers.
I thought, here we go again. It's second time this summer.
Now, Descano is turning to lawmakers to help in the fight against gun violence, calling for action from Richmond.
We work very hard to do it, but we don't have all the tools in the toolbox that we need.
But Attorney General Jason Miyares is pointing the finger back at Descano, saying the best way to reduce gun violence is to get the violent repeat offenders off our streets. And he claims Fairfax officers told him they're hesitant to arrest individuals for illegal gun possession because they don't believe that Steve Descano will prosecute the crime. And in our conversation with Descano, we asked him about some of the criticism he faces, including that from Miyares, and he said, look, just because I'm a progressive prosecutor doesn't mean I don't prosecute cases. It just means I use the resources I have to prosecute them smartly. Reporting live from Fairfax County, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
Max, thanks. Continuing now with developing news in Fairfax County. A man fighting for his life tonight after being shot. Police say the gunman is in custody. This all happened in Huntington this afternoon. Investigators tonight still trying to figure out exactly what happened, but they do believe it stemmed from an argument. Police tell us they're searching for a nearby hotel room for evidence. All right, some pop-up showers turned into a flood warning in Prince George's County today.
Yeah, let's check in with DC News Now Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. And Janessa, there's always cause for concern with flooding.
Yeah, with these low-lying areas across the DMV, easily prone to the flooding. And once again, northwest DC to Prince George's County under an aerial flash flood warning until 11:45. What does that mean? We have prolonged moisture going over the same area. And so it's really a precaution that the National Weather Service has this in place because we do have instability that's currently in the atmosphere. And you can see it sagging towards eastern locations. Our western communities, they're pretty much on the dry dry side just west of the Blue Ridge Mountains. And so that's why we have a flash flood warning. It's currently in place until 11:45 p.m. tonight. I do think this gets extended because we've had a few spots that have picked up about an inch to an inch and a half of rain. And just a week ago, we were talking about all the wet weather across Prince George's County. So all of this has now sagged more towards the south into the Chesapeake Bay, and all this green that you're currently seeing is just ground clutter. So for the rest of the evening, we still will watch a few more clouds that are making their way across the area, because you can see this large area of storms making its way from Philadelphia to upstate New York. And so the clearing is starting to happen. Tomorrow, looking absolutely phenomenal into your Friday afternoon, but we have more severe weather headed our way for the weekend. We'll talk about that coming up.
All right, Janessa, thanks. In the district, the racial breakdown of who is getting monkeypox is widely different from than who is getting the vaccine. New data shows black people make up nearly 40% of people who have the virus, but a much smaller percentage is getting vaccinated. Mariel Carbone is live in D.C. for us today. Mariel, for some advocates, it's deja vu.
That's right. They say they've seen this before with the COVID vaccines and even with information for treatment when it comes to AIDS. But DC Health, it is taking notice, and the district health department says that it is changing how it's vaccinating people. A part of that has to do with pop-up and walk-in vaccine clinics like you have right here.
This is not embarrassing. This is to protect yourself and your community and the loved ones.
Earl Folks is one of the more than 16,000 people in D.C. who's received a monkeypox vaccine. What he noticed while getting it.
And there were only 3 black men there, and there were about 45 white men there, all of different ages. And it was really shocking. It was only 3 of us.
That shock turned into concern. Folks is president and CEO of the Center for Black Equity, which aims to increase equality for black members of the LGBTQ community.
Brought back those feelings of those early days of AIDS. Prevention information was not going out to people of color, and we were becoming infected.
According to district data, there is a disparity in who is getting the vaccine. As of Wednesday, 62% of people who have gotten the shot are white. Only 21% are black. But African Americans make up nearly 40% of the monkeypox cases in our area.
The first thing we noticed was the disparities.
Dr. Neil Mangala is the state epidemiologist for DC. He says the Department of Health is doing 2 things to address the disparity. First, it's setting aside doses for specific demographics based on how many people getting the virus fall in that demographic. It's also adding more pop-up vaccination sites.
So with our pop-up clinics, the African-American individuals that were getting vaccinated was 53.6%. So you can see if we continue with this, which we're pushing for, right, it's going to definitely narrow that gap.
Mangala hopes to see a change in the gap over the next few weeks. Now, this district pop-up site we're at is on I Street and 19th Street Northwest. There are 2 other locations right now, one in Southeast and one in Northeast. And the vaccination times for those sites are on Fridays from noon until 8 p.m. We'll get all the information on where specifically these are at and how you can either show up and get that shot, or if you need to register for some of the other clinics. We'll get all that for you on our website. That is dcnewsnow.com. Reporting live in Washington, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
Mariel, thank you. And as kids head back to the classroom, there's a rising concern that monkeypox could go with them. A doctor we spoke to says parents should have a moderate concern level when it comes to kids getting the virus. So right now, less than a dozen cases have been identified in kids. But with kids so often in close proximity to one another, she says parents should take precautions.
Mask up in the same way we navigated through the COVID-19 pandemic. Masking is an excellent way to protect little ones against monkeypox, because we know that they're going to be in a classroom next to their classmates for well over 3 hours in very close proximity. In terms of long sleep, it's impractical.
And monkeypox spread through close or intimate skin-to-skin contact and also through mucus and saliva. Hancock says that parents should ask their school leadership about plans to maintain hygiene in the classroom and also how they plan to survey possible outbreaks.
Sports betting is big bucks around the country. Some reports have it at a $150 billion a year business. That's being conservative. Legal sports betting already taking place around the DMV. Our Dave Laval joining us live tonight from FedEx Field. And Dave, the list of places where you can bet on sports is now about to grow.
Nationals Ballpark became the first Major League Baseball stadium to have its own sports book when it opened in January of last year. A similar one opened up at Capitol Arena about 4 months later. And now the Washington Commanders expect to get their own piece of the action very shortly here at FedEx Field. The Washington Commanders are set to become just the second NFL team to offer sports betting at their stadium. And very soon it looks like you'll be able to watch more than football at FedEx Field. Wednesday, the commission that approves sports betting licenses in Maryland awarded a sports wagering facility license to a company whose sole owner is Daniel Snyder. He's the majority owner of the Commanders. The decision follows similar approval last week from the Maryland Lottery and Gaming Control Commission. Wednesday's action pretty much clears the way for the Commanders to offer sports betting at their stadium.
That's cool. You know, everybody else doing it. So he might as well fall in sync with it.
No, I'm not a betting man, but that wouldn't be my incentive to go anywhere. I go because I'm supportive of the Commanders. Any team come out of the metropolitan area, I'm supportive of.
It's been a long time coming, and I think that's what the thing about sports now. It's about the betting.
The Commanders said in an email statement they're grateful for the opportunity and are, quote, looking forward to revealing more about our plans to stakeholders and fans alike in the weeks ahead. Sports betting is big business. LegalSportsBetting.com estimates gamblers bet at least $150 billion annually on sports. Betting would give fans something else to do at FedEx Field, but it does not necessarily mean more fans will turn out for the games.
I'm not a betting man, not on the Commanders.
It's not the thing of just going in because of the betting. It's just how if they win it. It's all about winning.
That's not a sure bet. And there is still a lot of work to be done before the Commanders can open their sports book. A spokesman for the commission told us this afternoon the Commanders will host an invitation-only dress rehearsal later this year that will feature live betting. Should that prove successful, then fans are expected to be able to place their bets shortly after that. By the way, the Arizona Cardinals are the only other NFL team with its own sports book in its stadium. Live at FedEx Field, Dave Laval, DC News Now.